Friday, so you know what time it is. We got to go ahead and get into another case battle, and this is probably one of the most asked about case battles since the brand new kid on the block, the Spigen Enzo, has came out. So in the right hand corner right here, I don't know what color that corner is, we got the Spigen Enzo, the new kid on the block, raising a lot of talks when it comes to the cases out there in the case game. And then we have one of the OGs, one of the best to do it when it comes to these leather cases. We do have to talk about the Nomad Modern leather case. Now, if you haven't ever tuned in into a case battle, man, my name is Technically T. The case battles is where we put two cases together and we do a few categories. At the end, we see which one comes on top, and then you can probably go out there and grab one for yourself, all right? But today we are going to be adding a few different categories to kind of spice this up a little bit, because I feel like there are more things to be able to talk about that I need to talk about, all right? So today we're going to be talking about price, build quality, fit, MagSafe strength, the feel in your hand, the weight, and the models that these come for, in like availability and different things like that. All right, so let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and get into it, because this might be a long one. So when it comes to the Spigen Enzo, let's just jump straight out there and get into that price. All right, Spigen Enzo, 150 bucks. Yes, you gotta pay $150 to get the all new Spigen Enzo with the diamond cut aluminum and the premium Genoma leather. Yeah, 150 bucks when it comes to that. Now I'm pretty sure you already know who won this category right here, because when we talking about the Nomad goods, the Nomad Modern leather case, this is gonna be $60. All right, so this is gonna be 60 bucks, which I feel like is probably the top when it comes to leather cases. You may can go a little bit more than that, but 150 compared to 60, I mean, there isn't really much to talk about here. We already know Spigen is going to take the win when it comes to price alone. Now, since we're talking about prices and different things like that, let's stay on that and let's talk about availability and the different colors that you can get when it comes to these two cases. Now, when it comes to the Spigen Enzo, all right, this is available for the 13 Pro, 13 Pro Max, as I have here, and the iPhone 13. Now, you know, a lot of case manufacturers don't give the 13 mini love, and of course, Spigen didn't give them any love either when it came to this mini, man. Look, 13 mini cases and owners need love too. So you get it for 3 models, and it only comes in this black color. So you can't get any other color Spigen Enzo when it comes, if you want to style it out and match it up to your iPhone or something like that. No, you're only going to get one color when it comes to the Enzo. Now, shifting gears, when you're talking about the Nomad Modern case, this is going to be available for every single iPhone 13 model out. Pro, Pro Max, 13 Pro, 13 mini, all right? Not only that, they do come in a few different colors. You can get it in this brown right here. You can get it in the much lighter natural leather, and you can get it in a black color, all right? So you can kind of switch it up to your iPhone if you want to pair a different color with it. You can do that with the Nomad. So not only is this available for all models, you can also get this in many different colors also. So Spigen already up 2-0. But let's just stay tuned and let's see if the Enzo can kind of make up for it a little bit. All right, now next up, let's go ahead and bring the scale over here, because we got to see how much these weigh, because a lot of people like to know weights of cases because they don't want these phones to be more bulky than they already are when you're putting these in your hand, in your pocket, and different things like that. All right, so let's go ahead and put the Nomad to a side. Let's go ahead and drop the Enzo down and let's see what we're working with. We are looking at 42 grams for the Spigen Enzo with all of the extra goodies that they have put into this case. It's good to see that there isn't much added weight when it comes to it. All right, so 42 grams when it comes to the Enzo. Let's go ahead and take the Nomad Modern leather. Let's drop it down. They weigh the exact same. Now that is actually surprising, because I thought the Enzo weigh a little bit more with the diamond cut aluminum buttons, but it doesn't. All right, so this right here has to be a tie. They both weigh the same, sitting at 42 grams. And then when you're actually holding it, honestly, they do feel like they have the exact same weight. I just really thought the Enzo may have been a little bit heavier, but it doesn't. So for that, we got to go with a tie. Now, next up, let's go ahead and talk about the build quality of these two cases. All right, so first things first, let's go ahead and start off with the Spigen Enzo. Now, this is a very nice built case. All right, like when I first put it on, I was like, I can understand why Spigen put this thing at 150 bucks. But as you use a case, you start to develop different little things, and you start to notice things in a case that kind of annoys you. And there are two major things that annoy me when it comes to the Spigen Enzo. All right, so it's a very nice built case, very premium, nice material on the inside. This Genoma leather feels very good. It takes wear resistance, you know, pretty well. It doesn't wear extremely quick, so it feels good, nice, sturdy type, you know, it feels good. The build quality definitely feels good, but there's two areas that annoy me, all right? The first thing when it comes to build quality is this little Spigen logo right here. This actually gets in the way of your MagSafe accessories. All right, now I put this in my video. So as you put this down, you see your wallet already has like a little slight angle to it. Now, where some people may feel like that may not be a big issue, I have been using the wallet a little bit more as of recent, and I'm already paranoid about this being on my phone anyway. But then you take a case like this, when you have it propped up, I feel like that's giving the opportunity of popping off more, or popping off a little bit easier on your phone. All right, so that's one major thing that I feel like that is a flaw when it comes to this case. And another thing is going to be these buttons. All right, so let me just go ahead and give you that little quick shake. The buttons rattle when it comes to this case. So very built, nice build quality. You can tell they took their time to really kind of get everything together. But two things that were kind of missed was this logo right here. If you use MagSafe accessories, that's going to cause an issue. If you don't use them, then it may not be an issue to you. But a lot of us out there uses battery packs, wallets, different stuff like that. It's going to cause an issue. And then when it comes to the rattling buttons, you would think it will be fixed when the phone is placed in there, but it still rattles with the phone in there. And we'll talk about that a little bit later when I put the phone in. So that's going to be the build quality of the Enzo. Now, taking it over, and let's take a look at the Nomad goods. Now, this is just going to be simplistic, minimalistic as it comes when it comes to Nomad. So on the inside, you get a very nice felt lining. You get that MagSafe. You get raised volume up and down buttons. You get a textured power button there. On the bottom, you get all of the cutouts down here for everything, and you get that camera cutout there. The leather on Nomad products just always do very well. They wear over time very well. There isn't anything in the way to block anything MagSafe related. The buttons are finally fixed now. The buttons are finally good. When it comes to Nomad leather cases, this is also a rigid style case. So when it comes to build quality, I have to give this to Nomad again, because they don't have any compromises to their build, okay? Like the Enzo has two compromises. You got this right here, and you have the shaking and rattling buttons. I feel like those things shouldn't be there when you were talking about a $150 case, all right? So here it is, man. The battle right now is 3-0. The Nomad is running away with this thing right now. All right, now is where things get a little bit interesting, and let's go ahead and talk about fit. Now, let's go ahead and pop the case in on the actual 13 Pro Max, and let's look at the fit of this. Now, one thing that I was very surprised when I got the Enzo was how well this thing fit on the phone. Now, I know Spigen cases always have a very it's an okay fit. They're not super extremely tight. They're all fit good, easy to get off, and they're not going to wear out over time. But when I put this Enzo on, this was like, wow. Like, this thing fits very, very good. Everything is snug coming along the sides. Even by the buttons, it still keeps a very snug fit. Top, bottom, everything fits snug. There isn't any creaking, no anything going on with this case. You got to actually try to pop this bad boy off. It's not going to be coming off on its own pretty easy. So the fit on the Enzo is A1. I don't think you can get a better fit when it comes to this case. All right, like everything is perfect about it. It fits snug, and you don't have to apply all of your arm strength to take it off. And that's what we like to see in the case. All right, so very, very nice job, Spigen, when it comes to the Enzo fit. Really surprised me about how I feel on the phone. Now, when we take the OG Nomad, pop it on, now this doesn't fit bad either. All right, they also have a very snug fit, easy to get off. When it comes to the sides, it feels good as well. You get a little bit more pull when it comes to these buttons right here, but it's not anything extremely bad. So very nice fit as well. But for this, I do feel like the Enzo fits just a little bit more snug, just a little bit more better, a little bit snugger around those buttons. So the Enzo is coming back swinging, man. I got to give the fit to the Enzo. Spigen just did an amazing, amazing job with that. But the Nomad is right there. If this is on a scale from 1 to 10, if this is a 10 for fit, I have to give the actual Nomad probably a 9. It's right there when you were talking about fit, but I do think the Enzo just edges it ever so slightly of how it fits on the phone. Now, since we got both of these cases here and one is already into the case, so let's go ahead and talk about MagSafe strength. Now, I had to bring back the OG Nomad base mount because this thing is the true test to testing out MagSafe strength, because I know how strong this bad boy is. So since it's in the Nomad, let's go ahead and check it out. Now, both of these cases don't have extremely strong magnets. All right, let's just put it out there. Nomad has okay magnets. Spigen has always just had okay MagSafe strength. But when you look at the strength of this, it's definitely not picking up this puck. And we always know if you can pick up this puck, that is strong MagSafe strength. And it doesn't try to pick up this puck at all, but it has decent MagSafe strength. All right, so not too bad, not too bad when it comes to that. So let's go ahead and pop the Spigen Enzo in, and let's see what it's working with. They are very, very similar when it comes to MagSafe strength, but, and I know this is something that you guys can't really feel when it comes to the video. You can't actually see this, but if I had to give a slight nod of MagSafe strength, I'm gonna have to give it to the Nomad because I feel like it has slightly better MagSafe strength. I'm talking about very slight. Just like the Fit was a 10 versus a 9, this is gonna be the same thing, but this one is gonna go to Nomad because I do feel like the fit of that is just a little bit, it's almost as strong with the phone with this and this by itself. Like, yeah, I'll probably have to give the MagSafe strength to the Nomad here, but it is going to be very, very close. And the last thing that we have to talk about is how these cases feel in your hand. Now, both of these feel really good. Now, since we already are rocking the Enzo, let's go ahead and feel it in my hand. And I really like the way this feels, like the rubber that they have going around it. And that's what both of these cases have going on. I know a lot of people said, oh, like a true leather case has the leather going around the entire phone. This is fine to me because leather tends to get a little bit slippery until the leather actually breaks in. But in the case of these, they have like a rubber surrounding, which I feel like gives it a very nice grip. It keeps it very thin. I do feel like this does feel good in my hand. Every time I use this case phone combo, it just feels good. It matches up perfectly in my hand. And I feel like this is a good combo right here when it comes to that Enzo case. Now, let's go ahead and pop the Nomad in. Now, the Nomad is also a very good feeling case. I mean, both of these are very good when they're talking about feel. But I don't know. I feel like the Nomad one just might edge it so slightly because I do feel like it is thinner when you're talking about cases. I do feel like it looks like it's maybe a tad bit thinner, but when you're holding it, oh man, this is extremely tough. It's really hard to go back and forth between these, but I'm probably gonna have to give this a tie straight up because both of these fit really well. They feel really well in your hands, and neither one feels overly slippery than the other one. They both feel the same type of thinness, not adding a bunch of bulk. So for this, I'm gonna probably have to give this a tie when you're talking about the feel in your hand between both of these cases. No sharp edges, no anything like that going on. So yep, for this one, we're gonna have to give it a tie. All right, so let's go ahead and get down to the winner of this bad boy. Now, I'm pretty sure you have already calculated in your head when it came to all of this. So let's go ahead and run back through the categories one more time and I will tell you the winner of each category. Now, when it came to the price, Nomad took the cake. When it came to the build quality and the models that these are available for, Nomad took both of those as well. So that is going to be 3 for Nomad and none for Enzo right now. But here's where the Enzo started to come back swinging, and it kind of got you with the fit. It got the Nomad with the fit, and the feeling hand and the weight was going to be a tie. But then Nomad came back and won on the MagSafe strength. So for the winner of this case battle, we got to give it to the Nomad leather case. Now, when it comes to the Spigen Enzo, I absolutely love this case. All right, this is such an amazing case. For Spigen's first time making such a premium case, they did an amazing job, but you can tell where they were trying to just go extra mile, and it may have backfired a little bit, especially when you're talking about that logo right here. I use plenty of MagSafe accessories. I'm now using MagSafe wallets. I'm using the battery packs, and most of them interfere with this little logo. And then when it comes to the rattling buttons, now know when you use the case, you're not sitting here rattling and going crazy, but that's something you got to think about when you're talking about a $150 case, all right? Like that's something that is going to be in the back of your mind when you are using this case. Spigen Enzo, you did an amazing job, but for 150 bucks, it's a little bit too pricey. It's too pricey. It's just too steep. You got to bring it down because when you got Nomad leather cases like this, that's solid, has been doing it for a while, has perfected the leather case. When it comes to that, it's just hard to beat this Nomad leather case right here. Always has been one of my favorite leather cases. Simple, minimalistic, gets the job done. And like I said, you can get this for every model. You understand how many times I do these case battles and people in the comments are like, yo, I can't get it for my phone. So what is the even point of even looking at this? All right. So Spigen Enzo, you fought a good battle, but we got to go ahead and give this over to the Nomad leather. So thank y'all for watching. Let me know who you have as your winner in the comment section down below. Later.